Look, man, the first month of 2026 is almost already over. Like, we got 3 more days, bro. And like I said, the first month, January, is almost over. You got 11 more months to level up. You got 11 more months to complete the goals that you have, to become what you said you were going to become at the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, like, this year is going to fly by whether you like it or not. Like, it seems like just yesterday we were celebrating a new year. We're coming into 2026, and now we're already 28 days in. We're already a month in, bro. So, like, this year, if you want to make it your year, if you want to make it the year where everything changes for you, where you succeed, where you get the results that you've been working towards, where you really just get everything that you want, like, it's time to level up. Like, how do you level up your life in 2026? It's not new motivation. It's not new inspiration. It's not you have to watch a motivational video every day to be locked in. You don't have to have somebody come hand you out something or come give you this pat on the back. Like, no, that's not what you need. For you to level up in 2026, you need a new standard. You need new habits. You need new routines. You need to decide what kind of version of you're going to be in 2026. You're going to be in this year for you to get everything that you've been working for you to get all the results that you want. Like, at some point, you got to change. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And then when you hear that, that might not make sense. But to just break it down and explain it, like, if you don't change, if your habits don't change, if your standards don't change, if your routines don't change, if what you do on a daily basis does not change, nothing else in your life is going to change. The results you want, you're not going to get them. The success that you want, it's not going to come out of nowhere. Like, you have to change and you got to work for that. You know what I'm saying? You got to grind for that. You have to have standards for that. You have to have routines and habits for that. So like I said, if nothing changes, don't expect nothing else to change. If you don't change, don't expect everything you want to just come to fruition out of thin air. Like, in 2026, bro, you have to decide which version of you is going to show up every single day. You have to decide what kind of person you're going to be, how hard you're going to work, what standards are you going to have, what routines are you going to have, what habits are you going to fall back on. Like, stop these just vague goals. You know what I'm saying? Stop this just talking about things and not really being about it. Stop trying to, talk the talk and not walk the walk. That's what I was looking for. Like, you have to be serious about it, and you have to define your identity. You have to define who you are, and you have to stick to that identity each and every day. You have to show up to that identity each and every day, because like I talked about before, like, it's not the goals that you rise to. It's not it's not the success that you rise to. It's not the results that you rise to. You fall to your standards. You know what I'm saying? You fall to who you are as a person. You fall to your habits. You fall to what you do on a daily basis every single day. So you really got to sit down and think, like, what are my standards? What am I going to live by in 2026 for me to level up? What am I going to live by in 2026 for me to get one step closer each and every day to who I want to become and what I want to do? What I want results in, what I want to succeed in. Like, that's what your standards should be about. That's what your identity should be, is what kind of person or which version of myself am I going to be each and every day to achieve everything I want to achieve, to become the best me I can possibly be. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself, like, how does this version of you think? You know what I'm saying? How do you spend your mornings? How do you, wake up? What do you do first when you wake up? How are you going to spend the rest of your day? What are things that this version of you no longer tolerates? You know what I'm saying? What does this version of you say no to? What does this version of you, remove out of your life? What does this version of you cut off? Because when it comes down to it, bro, before you can add something new to your life, whether it be new routines, whether it be new habits, new craft, like, you got to remove. You got to remove before you add. Because when you start to level up, bro, it starts with subtraction. It starts with cutting things out, cutting things off, cutting people off, whether it be distractions, whether it be bad habits, routines that don't fit anymore, whether it be getting yourself out of the environments that are not suiting you anymore, getting yourself out of the wrong environments. Because I'm a firm believer in, you cannot build a new life. You cannot level up. You cannot become the person you want to become, and you keep living in old patterns. You keep going back to old environments that are doing nothing for you but holding you back. You keep hanging around the same people that are not doing anything for you, that are not motivating you, that are not inspiring you, that are not pushing you to get to that next level. You can't grow if you keep going into the old patterns, you keep going into these old environments. You know what I'm saying? Just like I made a video about this too. Like, you can't heal in the fire that burns you. It's impossible. Like, you have to subtract the things that are holding you back. You got to remove the things that are holding you back. You got to cut off the distractions. You might have to get off social media. You might have to cut some people off. You might have to say no more. You might have to get rid of that bad habit of looking at your phone first in the morning. Like, that's what I'm currently working on. So that's why I said that. But like, there's a lot of things when we really sit down and reflect on it, we can remove out of our life that are not making us better, that are not getting us one step closer to who we want to become and what we want to be in this life. Like, you got to remove things, bro. And I know it may hurt at sometimes. I know it may be hard at sometimes. But at some point, you just got to grow up and just be like, this is not suiting me anymore. You know, this isn't helping me become who I want to become. This isn't helping me get closer to my goals, get closer to my dreams. And it's not even just all about the goals. But if you say you want this thing as bad as you want it, like, you're going to make sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? You're going to say no more. Like I said, you can't build a new life when you're living in old patterns, when you're living in old environments, when you're staying around the same people who are not pushing you, who are not motivating you to be better. You know, another way you can level up, and I always talk about this, and I'm going to talk about it again, is discipline, bro. Like, discipline is the name of the game. Discipline is the key to the game. Discipline is really everything, bro. And you have to let your discipline kick in when the motivation runs out, when the inspiration runs out, when you're not seeing those motivational videos anymore, when you're not getting those inspirational talks from the people around you. Like, discipline is going to beat motivation every single time. Discipline is going to be inspiration every single time, bro. Because at some point, the motivation is going to wear off. Like I always tell y'all, bro, I don't wake up and be motivated to make a video every single day. Like, some days, there's days where I don't want to do it, bro. I'm just tired. You know, there's days where I just don't feel like sitting in this chair in front of this camera. There's days where I'm not inspired to edit. I'm not inspired to post. I'm not inspired to post on TikTok. I'm not inspired to do this. But my discipline tells me I have to do it in order to get the goals or achieve the goals that I want to achieve, in order to get the results that I want. Like, your motivation is going to fade, bro. But what stays are your systems. What stays is your process. Like, consistency will take you way further than motivation ever will. Consistency will take you way further than inspiration ever will. And if you don't believe me, bro, do something for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Every single day. Do it for 2 weeks, because in those 2 weeks, you're going to be motivated. But when that third week starts, see how much motivation is there. You know what I'm saying? See how much inspiration is there. It's the same with the New Year's resolutions, bro. Like, the month started, 3 weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago now? How many people do you think are still doing their New Year's resolutions? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they might have did them for the first week. They might have did them for the first 2 weeks, week and a half, whatever you want to say. But when that motivation was gone, you think they still got up and went to the gym? You think they still posting their content? You think they still making money moves, making business moves? You think they still working out every day? You think they still eating right? Personally, bro, I don't think so, because it was all based off motivation. It was all based on that inspiration of, it's the new year, I got to do this. You know, it's the new year, I got to do that. They weren't disciplined, bro. They just had a motivation kick. They had an inspiration kick, but there was no discipline built. Like, discipline is the key to everything, bro. And your discipline is going to outlast your motivation every single time. Like, it should be non-negotiable to get up and work every single day, to get up and grind and get up and get one step closer to who you want to become. That should be non-negotiable, bro. And if you have discipline, it will be. Like, there's no question that you're going to get up and do it every single day. There's no question that you're going to get up and make a video. There's no question that you're going to get up and go to the gym, because there's discipline there. It's not just motivation, bro. So stick to your, daily routine, stick to your simple routines, and just stack the small wins, because people get out of their discipline when they think they got to have a big win all the time. Like, no, big wins come from a lot of small wins compounded over time. So when you stack your small wins daily, yeah, at some point the big win is going to come. At some point that big breakthrough that you want is going to come. But you can't leave out all the small wins that you've had each and every day. You know what I'm saying? So just remember, bro, that the small wins, they mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? They probably mean more than just a big win. Like, without the small wins, there is no big win. So continue to just take one small step forward each and every day. Continue to stack the small wins and just see how much those wins compound over time, bro. And then I'm gonna talk about this a little bit. I also talked about this yesterday too. Like, in order to level up, in order to grow, in order to succeed in whatever you want to succeed in, like, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because at some point on this journey, at some point during this process, it's gonna feel lonely. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel like you have nobody in your corner. Growth is gonna feel lonely. Like, when you start to grow, it gets lonely because you might start to outgrow people. You know what I'm saying? You might start to outgrow environments that you used to be in all the time. So the growth is going to feel lonely. The progress is going to feel lonely, but the results you want are going to come later. Like, in order to grow, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You have to get uncomfortable, because we never grow as humans when we're comfortable in an environment, in a situation, around the people that we've always been around our whole life, because we've learned that already. You know what I'm saying? We've adapted to that already. So if we're in that comfort zone, like, we feel like there's no more room to grow. We feel like there's nothing else that we can learn. We feel like there's nothing else that we can make progress in. So in order to learn, in order to grow, in order to make progress, like, we got to put ourselves in an uncomfortable situation. Like, it's okay to feel lonely. We've never felt that before. And in that lonely time, we're going to grow. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make progress. We're going to learn new things about ourselves. And that's just one example. Like, try to put yourself in the most uncomfortable situations that you can. And I'm not saying just do the most craziest stuff ever, but you know what I mean when I say uncomfortable, bro. If you don't like going out alone, go out alone one time. See how much you learn. You know what I'm saying? See how much you might learn about what the things are that you like, what the things are that you love. You know, go eat by yourself one time. Those are just a couple examples of just, you know, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, bro. Like, those are the times where you go the most. Those are the times where you're able to learn the most about yourself, about your craft, about people around you, like, whatever it might be, just by putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation, bro. And the last point is, you know, I always talk about it. Stop waiting on the perfect time. You know, stop waiting for you to feel ready. Stop waiting for everything to line up. Stop waiting for everything to just be perfect in this world where nothing's going to be perfect. Like, start imperfect, bro. Start when it's messy. Start when you don't know where you're going yet or what you're doing yet. And along the way, adjust. Along the way, adapt. Along the way, grow and learn the ins and outs of this game, the ins and outs of this thing called life. Like, in 2026, bro, you're going to be rewarded for your action, for what you actually do, for the steps that you actually take, and not just the intentions that you have, not just the thoughts that you have, not just the times where you talk to your friends and be like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to wait till it's right. I'm going to wait till the time is right. Like, no, the time is never going to be right. You're never going to feel 100% ready. So why not just go out there and do it? You know, why not just go out there and take the first step, bro? Like, stop waiting on the perfect time. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect and line up and be aligned. Like, it's never going to happen, bro, until you actually take action. So in 2026, bro, with these last 11 months that we got, like, this is the time and this is the year where you just stop talking. You stop letting everybody know what you're doing, and you just go work. You just go grind. You just show up. Like, this is the year where you got to start moving differently in order to get everything that you want out of this year, in order to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish, in order to achieve everything that you want to achieve. Like, it's time to start moving different. It's time to start spending time alone. It's time to start just taking action, bro, and stop waiting. Like, it's time to level up. And I really feel like this is the year where everybody can level up, even myself. Like, I got to do these things myself, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not just speaking on it just to speak on it. Like, everything that I talk about, I do myself, you know what I'm saying? I try to work on myself. So, like I always say, if I can do it, y'all can do it. Like, I'm literally no different from y'all, no matter what I do on, you know, YouTube or TikTok, no matter how much I might accomplish. Like, I'm human at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? There's things that I got to work on. So if I can do it, if I can work on it, and I can do these things to level up my life, you can do the same, bro. Like, you can do each and every one of these things to level up your life in 2026, bro. So stop waiting, stop talking, and just start doing it. You know what I'm saying? Just start moving differently and watch how much you grow within these next 11 months. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. Went over to 800 subs. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all on the next one.